All right, welcome back, everybody, broadcasting from the Liberatory CPA studios. I'm Rick Amato. This is Politics and Profits. My next guest has been nominated multiple times for acting awards in Hollywood, including having been nominated for 3 Emmy Awards. He is a rare combination of being a Hollywood icon and someone with family values and values towards patriotism. Many of you know our next guest from the shows such as Dallas and All My Children and Remington Steele. So with great honor and pleasure, I welcome Jack Scalia to Politics and Profits. Good to see you, Jack.
Hey, Rick. Rick, on behalf of the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, I want to present you with a coin.
I thought you were shaking my hand, but
I was doing that too. At the same time, I'm an actor.
I am going to cherish this coin.
Thank you very much.
Coalition to Salute America's Heroes.
Right.
You're a spokesperson for them. We're going to talk about that.
An ambassador for them.
An ambassador.
Right.
Okay. As I mentioned at the outset, you've been nominated for several TV awards, film awards,
yes, sir.
Emmys. And before we get into your patriotism work, what about what do you consider long history like yours in Hollywood, successful history? What are your pivotal roles, would you say?
Well, pivotal roles, the ones that you're singled out for, or I was singled out for, being nominated in various categories. Those are the ones that people must have liked. Someone put me up to be nominated for that, and then it's voted on. So whether it was one of those 3 shows or Jackie Collins' Lady Boss, God rest her soul, we lost her way too young. And that was a great role, playing that particular character with her and all of the amazing cast that was in it. However, I have to go back to my very beginning when I worked with Rock Hudson. He's my mentor in the business. Wow. My first job was a mini-series with he and Suzanne Plachette and Brenda Vaccaro. It was Fred Dreyer's first job. Melanie Griffith was in it. I mean, there's a whole cast of Jeffrey Tambor. So it was the beginning that I look back on with fond memories. However, all of the jobs that I've had, the women that I've worked with, I've been blessed to work with the women, Farrah Fawcett, Raquel Welch, Bo Derek, Melanie Griffith, Linda Gray, Stephanie Kramer. I know I'm leaving some out here and they'll kill me, but I've been very blessed to work with those people and to work with the very, very talented, men, including in that. There are so many, Tom Berenger, Cuba Gooding. Right now, the guys young people know is Cillian Murphy, Rachel McAdams. However, that's only part of it. The other part is that the relationships and the friendships over the years that I've developed, and having spent much time with Mr. Sidney Poitier and
what a classic name.
Yeah, right? And Michael Caine and the ones that and another one we just lost was Don Rickles. So I spent significant time with these people, and whether you not outside of politics, but to get to know people, Barbara Streisand and Dionne Warwick, and there are just so many over the years that I've become friends with, and this has been for 10, 20, 30 years. So that's one of the great benefits of the business. I get to work and travel all over the world and live all over the world and work with some of the best talented people that ever graced the screen. That
is a enviable benefit. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. What brought you from someone who's spent a lot of time with Hollywood icons, these relationships, tremendous acting career, to becoming an ambassador for the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes? I don't want to stereotype, and I know I am. I don't typically put patriotism and Hollywood in the same sentence.
Well, during the 40s, there was that connection. There was the Hollywood Canteen that Betty Davis and John Garfield started, which was a big arena that welcomed our men and women that were serving at the time and getting ready to go overseas during World War II. My influence came out of my stepfather served 4 years in the Pacific with the Navy. My father was a Marine. 5, 6 uncles all served in World War II. That was back when I'm a baby boomer. So growing up in that time, John Wayne was the man. And
Yeah.
the American flag is a big deal. Was and still is to me. You know, it was American flags, Mom Apple's pie, and a dog named Pie or Scott or something, Spot. And so those are the traditions that I grew up with, and kind of the values that I grew up with. So very, very pro-American. I never had the honor or the opportunity to serve. I had a high draft number in '68, and for Vietnam I was 256 in 1970. But my love for country has always been powerful and strong, and that's what was instilled in us. And we studied history in elementary school, American history.
Yeah.
And we did say the Pledge of Allegiance with God in it. And so that's how I was raised, and that has stayed with me, and that's how I raised my children. That's my fabric of who I am. And so for me, when I had the opportunity to start working with the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, and did so for about 5 years, and then I was asked to be an ambassador for them. So I was very excited about that, and I've been an ambassador for 3 years, and I've traveled to, I've spent time in Afghanistan, and I just had 2 trips in the last 6 months to Iraq, to Mosul, to the Nineveh Plains. I'll be going back again very soon. That's to benefit the Christians that were in the Nineveh Plains. Was the largest loss of life, over 17,000.
This was Iraq or Afghanistan?
Iraq. I was in Kabul, and then at some FOBs, forward operating bases, while I was there at the American Embassy with the U.S. Marine Marchant, Security Marchant Guard there. But in Iraq or Kurdistan, more proper if you're Kurdish, and the part that I'm doing there is with an NGO group, non-government organization. There's the nonprofit side, and there's the other side. The nonprofit side is with retired Brigadier General Grange, some special forces people, and mostly medics, and we are placing freedom bells that are actually cast here in the United States. And we place them there, and when that bell of freedom rings, it's a clarion that sounds, and and the people will remember that the Americans put it there.
That's tremendous. Jack, we're down in less than a minute, and I want to get this in. You have a new TV series coming out. I believe it's called Reach for the Sky.
Reach for the Sky. The co-star of that is Jeff Senior. He's a commercial pilot by day, a rock star by night, and the show is we'll take the show into a community, find a part of the community that has a need, a first responder and someone in the military. We'll introduce them to the little town, we'll introduce them to the people, and then at the end of the show, we have a rock concert, and then the proceeds from that will go to those that are in need.
All right, Jack Scalia, iconic Hollywood actor, ambassador for the Coalition to Salute America Heroes. We thank you for joining us.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me on the launch of your new studio.
You got it.
Real pleasure.
Back after this.
Jack Scalia, he's the actor.
And I need you to play a game.
What do we win?
Our lives.
I'm Jeff Senior. I'm the rocker/pilot.
2 guys, 1 mission. Reach for the Sky is a TV series about making a real difference in the lives of our military men and women and first responders. Join Emmy-nominated actor Jack Scalia and pilot by day, rocker by night, Jeff Senior, as they journey to communities across the USA, positively impacting the lives of those desperately in need, overcoming obstacles, and then celebrating their victories with the gift of music.
Get away from there.
Jack,
Jeff, how are you?
doing? Good to
pal.
see you.
How about you?
Good. So what's the gig this weekend?
Well, it looks like we're going to be helping our military friends in the Columbia Hopkins communities who help support the McIntyre Joint National Guard base, and a very special first responder.
Very good.
Yeah, you feel great. You get to fly into a community, watch them pull together, support the military families and first responders.
And then, my favorite part,
Yeah?
we get to perform our Freedom Rock Experience concert.
Oh, you get to perform, I get to watch. You know, all kidding aside, Jeff, I've been doing some recon. This can turn out to be a very special mission, and we can make a big difference.
All right, let's go to work. So tell me more about Mia.
Mia is a very special local first responder, Jeff. She served in the National Guard as an MP right here at McIntyre Joint National Guard Base with the 169th Security Forces Squadron. On her way here to the base, go to work, saw a pedestrian in trouble, decided to help, car hit her, she was paralyzed. Me and her mom live in a rental that cannot be refitted. So the community and us are gonna get together and we're gonna work on getting her a new home. Now you're gonna get what you've been waiting for. Jeff Sr., CTS, award-winning rock and roll band.
In other episodes, we'll meet the people behind a local Veterans Employment Assistance Program, retraining vets in cybersecurity. Find out how they still get the bad guys from outside the battlefield. Get to know an EMT who's got talent and watch his musician's dream come true in the studio with a celebrity guitarist and live on stage with Jeff.
Thank you. It's all about our men and women in uniform, the military, who allow us to live free, and our first responders who face life-threatening emergencies every day of their lives.
Me is a perfect example. Good things should come to good people.
Yeah. There are so many deserving out there. It's about overcoming obstacles. It's about saying thank you. It's about giving back and paying it forward, making the community better and stronger.
Politics and Profits with Rick Amato is brought to you by Liberatory Accounting, the IRS problem solvers. To find out how Liberatory Accounting can help you, call 877-6-SOLVER. That's 877-6-SOLVER.